mind.
Just stand up there and do it then.
Yeah, stand here.
Where's the glue then for the spot?
Here. Evening everybody. Welcome to Sunday night Stampin. Hope you've all had a nice weekend. We'll wait for a few people to hop on and join us. It's been very blustery here today in Kent, so all weekend actually, so it feels like winter's on its way. Summer is definitely over. I hope you've all had a nice weekend. I'm making tonight for you a Christmas card, and I'm going to use something that you may or may not have seen in the catalogue. I know it didn't jump out at me at first, so excited to demonstrate for you tonight. My mum is actually here crafting behind me, but she won't come on camera, so say hello to my mum. She normally hops on and watches from the comfort of her armchair, but they popped over tonight because it's my eldest's birthday on Tuesday, so she's here with me. She's over there. Right, so a few people joining us. Thank you, ladies. Hello to Anne, Sophie, Gina and Christine. Right, so I'm going to flip my camera around. I've said hello to everybody and we will get started. So bear with me. I'm going to pop you all on hold. Go. So tonight I'm going to be using a bundle called Arrange a Wreath. Now, I didn't see this at first. It didn't even occur to me that it was even in the catalogue. So it's funny what you go through, what you kind of quickly flick through and don't actually see. And for me it was this. I saw Michaela Titheridge do something amazing with it. I thought, what on earth is that? Where did it come from? And here it is. So it's on page 127 in the annual catalogue. It's called Arrange a Wreath, and it is a lovely stamp set which I have here. And it's got this beautiful wreath image, and the sentiments are lovely too. You've got a couple of different ones there, really useful. Best wishes, happy Easter, give thanks, happy heart day, and Merry Christmas. And this little lovely, it's a lovely little bird, so I really think he's cute. So if you put this name into Pinterest, lots of inspiration on there. So yeah, if you haven't seen it, feel free to check it out. You also have a set of dies that coordinate with it called Wreath Builder dies, and they're super handy actually. I haven't got them to hand, but they do actually cut out these lovely wreath designs. So here's one I made earlier. So this wreath here has been cut out from Whisper White, and it leaves a little bit of embossing on the leaves as well. So this is a card that I put together. Thank you, Mum. I have an assistant tonight. Here are the dies. So here are what the dies look like. So you get two wreath designs. This one here, which is really cute actually, and then this traditional leaf style. You have all the framelits that go around the images. You have a really cute love heart, and there's a couple of bows, and this lovely poinsettia, which you will see me use very, very shortly. So this is a card that I made for the Inspire Create challenge this week, and it's a sketch challenge. So the idea is that we've created something from a card sketch, and I've used the wreath here. Okay, so I'm going to turn this into a Christmas card for you this evening using a few products from the annual catalogue, and this is the card I have made for you. Okay, so let me know what you think. So it's a standard C6 card, and I have used the gold hoops, which are in the annual catalogue as well. You get 10 in a pack, and they are really, really high quality. They feel really rigid, and you get quite a few for your pennies as well, which is always lovely. And then I've cut out one of the poinsettias. This die here comes from the Forever Greenery suite, and of course we've got some embossing there. So let's get started. For this card we are going to need a white standard card base. So this is half a piece of A4 folded in half, and then I have two layers of cardstock. I have a layer of Cherry Cobbler, which is from our Regals collection, and it's really rich, really, really nice deep red. And then I have a piece of Whisper White that I'm actually going to emboss. So this is the Tasteful Texture embossing folder, And what I like about it is it just gives that little bit of texture to your cards. So I'll show you what, bring that back in. So if you can see there, I think it just adds a little bit of richness to your designs. So let me bring over my cut and emboss, Stampin' cut and emboss machine, and I will show you how this works. So with the new Stampin' cut and emboss machine, you get a series of plates. So for embossing with the 3D folders, you will need plate number 1 and you will need plate number 4, which is this lovely grey thicker plate. And then all you do is you pop your embossing folder down. Always put it down so that the fold goes through the machine first, and then we're just going to roll that through. So there's a nice bit of restriction there, and never roll back either, because if you roll back you're going to buckle your embossing folder, so always put it through that way. And I do tend to just put mine through the once, don't tend to do it more than that. And then inside you have this lovely piece of embossed card, so you can just see the texture on there. It's lovely, isn't it? I think it just takes the edge off the stark white of that card. And then I'm also going to need, I've added my signature speckling, as we call it, or I call it, I seem to speckle everything these days. So this is a cherry cobbler Stampin' blend, and I'm using the large felt tip end, and all I'm doing, and Hilary, I know you love this technique, evening Hilary, I've just seen you pop on, you're just going to push your nib against the lid, against your cardstock, and you just get a little bit of speckling. Some love it, some hate it. I love it. Okay, so now what we can do is we can put these two together like so, and I'm just going to put that on with some Tombow, which is our wet glue, and then stick that down. Hilary just can't do, you can do it, you just need to take a deep breath and go for it. And then I have added this piece of card to my card front on dimensionals. So I'm just going to do one there. Evening to you, Simone. Thanks for joining us tonight. We are making a Christmas card tonight using the Arrange a Wreath bundle of products from the annual catalogue. There we have it. So that's added to our card base. It's just got a little bit of dimension there with the dimensionals underneath. And then what we have here, we have 2 poinsettias that I have die cut out, and this has been die cut from cherry cobbler as well. And then we have this lovely leaf design. This has been die cut from the Forever Greenery bundle. So we're going to add this to our gold hoop, and we're going to do this with some glue dots. So our glue dots, where are you? So you can see the little glue dot there. I'm just going to apply one glue dot to there like so, and another to the leaf next to it. You don't need much to stick this to the hoop, and we're just going to stick that down like so. So these glue dots are amazing, they're so sticky and they're pretty much invisible. So Mr. Poinsettia, here we go. We're going to just ever so slightly curve this, and I'm just using my bone folder. Hi Sharon, thanks for joining us tonight, and I hear it's your birthday, so happy birthday to you. I hope you've had a lovely, lovely celebration. So I've just curved those leaves ever so slightly, and I'm going to do the same with this. You can either do this with, you could do it with the edge of your scissors, you could do it with just manipulating it with your fingers. It's entirely up to you, but I'm just using the very tip of my bone folder, and I think just shaping it gives it a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to stick these together, and again I'm using lovely glue dots. Oh, you've had a lovely day. I'm really pleased, Sharon. And then we're just going to line this up so that the petals kind of are between each other, if that makes sense. Don't worry too much that the dots haven't lined up, because we're going to get rid of that in a moment. And then add another glue dot to the base. Glue dots I don't tend to use very often, but when I do I tend to use lots of them, so they are always handy to have in your stash. So we can see it starting to come together now. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add a bit of ribbon. Now this ribbon also comes from the Forever Greenery Suite, and this ribbon is in my Hostess Club this month. So if you place an order of £25 to £149, you will get, through my online store, you will get a combo pack of this ribbon and the gold thread that it comes with as well. So all I've done is I've just folded that round, so we've got a nice little wreath, and now I'm going to add the hoop to the card. So again, this is where glue dots come in handy. So I'm just picking that up with the wreath, and I'm going to pick that up with the ribbon as well. So when you're happy with where that is positioned, just push down. So that is now stuck to our card. Now this I'm just going to trim off so that it doesn't go above the card, like so. And then I'm going to add into the middle some of these gilded gems, and this will just cover up some of those dots. There we have it. And then just manipulate your poinsettia until you're happy with it. So there's lots of dimension to this. It's not easy to show you, but I do think it's really, really pretty. And that little flower I think is a real gem in this set. So then the next thing we need to do is a little bit of heat embossing for our sentiment. So the sentiment I'm using also comes from this stamp set, and we're using of course the Merry Christmas. So we need, got a stamping mat, because this is a photopolymer stamp set. I always tend to use my stamping mat. For those of you that follow me regularly, you know that. So I'm going to use my embossing buddy to just rub across my cardstock. That takes away any static that you might have built up. And then I am going to stamp with Versamark, and this is a sticky ink pad, so you can't really see what I've stamped. You can just about make it out. And I am going to use some gold embossing. I know black and white embossing is my favourite. I'm using gold today to tie in that lovely gold hoop detail. So Merry Christmas. So that Versamark ink pad, the sticky substance, has just picked up that powder, and now we're going to heat it. Oops. So this is just a heat tool. It's like a hairdryer. So it just blows out the hot air onto the card, and it will set that embossing powder so it will go nice and shiny. You should be able to see that in a second. There we have it, it's just starting to go. I always think embossing powder is so magical. Really, really nice. Like so. So that's set nice and shiny. It really catches the light nicely. So now we're going to cut this out. Now, initially when I made this card, I thought, oh, we can just stick that as a little banner down there, but I think it just gets lost. So we're going to add it like this. So of course, there is a little bit of fussy cutting to be done. I'm going to trim around each word individually. I'm just following the outline of the word of Christmas. There we go. I'm just going to cut that off so that I can carry on round. Evening to you, Danny. I hope you've had a nice weekend. Beautiful card that you put on this morning. Nice copper tones. Okay, so I'm just cutting round. Like you do. Okay, so there we have Christmas, and then Merry I'm just going to cut into a little tile. Just like that. Okay. So then now, to add this to our card, I am going to use some mini stamping dimensionals. Just going to cut 2 in half, and the idea is I'm going to put that across the wreath there, so I want to put one that side and one that side to hold it down. So this is where the minis come in really handy. Okay. Barbara, you've put lovely card, not bought the hoops, just might change my mind. I must admit, I wasn't sure, I wasn't convinced to buy the hoops when I first saw them, but once you've used them once, you will be hooked. Now, where did Merry go? Merry? Oh, I say, did you lose a piece of heat embossing? Can anyone see it on my desk? Only I would lose an embossed word. Wherever has it gone? No? Girls, we're going to have to do that again. Right, let's start again. Let's just stamp a little bit of Merry. Oh, look, my mum has already got one on the desk behind me. How good is Mum tonight? She might have just earned herself a bit of birthday cake. No, Danny, I don't know where it's gone. It will turn up when I least expect it, I'm sure. Dear. See, that's what you love about a bit of live crafting. Things go wrong. Oh, there we have Merry. So, turn it over, and we're going to put a bit of dimensional either side. One there, one there. Hi ladies that have just joined. Okay, here we go. And Merry is going just there. So there we have our finished card front tonight. I'm loving the dimension on that card. I think that's really, really pretty. And then to finish it off, I'm going to add some more layering inside. It's quite a lot. This card is quite weighted on the front, so I'm just making sure to match that inside so that it stands nicely, because what will happen is it's really flimsy, the back. There we are, it's really easy to knock over. So I always add some more layers inside. And the measurements are exactly the same. So the measurement for the red is 9.3 centimetres by 13.7, and the white is 9 centimetres by 13.4. So there we have our finished card for you this evening. We've used a bit of embossing here with an embossing folder. That is the Tasteful Texture embossing folder. I've used one of the gold hoops from the annual catalogue, and I've created a little wreath design, and I've used 2 dies. The green is Shaded Spruce, and that comes from the Forever Greenery suite, and the Poinsettia is cherry cobbler, and it comes from the Wreath Builder dies. And the sentiment also has been heat embossed in gold to match the gold hoop, and that comes from the Arrange a Wreath stamp set. So that's me done tonight, ladies. I've got one more live for you tomorrow for September, and then can you believe we're in October? Where has this month gone? So tomorrow join me at 12:30, and it was my last week for my coffee and cards series of September, and next week I'll also be live on Wednesday evening at 8:30, and then back here on Sunday. Thank you to everyone who's joined in this evening. It's been really nice to spend a little bit of virtual time with you. Thanks so much to my mum in the background, who's been my little lifesaver. Enjoy your week, look after each other, and wrap up warm. It's going to be chilly this week. So that's it from me. Have a lovely evening. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and I look forward to speaking to you all very soon. Take care. Bye.